This is the guided note video for key components of point-slope form equations. So looking at the learning target, I can find the slope in any point given a point-slope form equation. We will always see a line in one of three forms: slope-intercept, standard, or point-slope form. Each of these forms provides us with valuable information. When given an equation in point-slope form, we can easily find the slope and a point on the line. So first off, let's remember the general form for a point-slope form equation. We have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where y1, m, and x1 are going to be replaced in this general form by numbers. So exactly like a slope-intercept form equation, m tells us what the slope is. Now what about the x1 and the y1? And the reason I put don't be intimidated is historically, students see a point-slope form equation and they see a couple extra variables thrown in there and they have no idea what to do. Okay? x1 and y1 just tell us a point that is on the line. Or another way of phrasing that is x1 and y1 just tells us that this line runs through the point. Okay? Pause the video if you need more time. So let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at an example. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to line everything up by writing the general form right underneath. Just so I don't get confused. That way everything kind of matches up vertically in columns. So to find the slope, I need to identify what m is. So in a point-slope form equation, if we have parentheses, the slope will be the number that is directly in front of the parentheses. So in this case, it is 9. Okay? If your point-slope form equation does not have parentheses, it will be whatever number is being multiplied by the x, or whatever the coefficient of the x is. So now for the point, our point will be an ordered pair, with x1 going first, followed by y1, always. So now we just need to identify what x1 and y1 are. So looking for x1, I'll go right to the end here. So in my general form, I am given minus x1, and in this example, I'm given minus 1. So instead of writing minus 1 or negative 1 for my x-coordinate, I'm going to write positive 1. Because in my general formula, this x1 is negative. So I have to find the opposite of whatever I am given in my problem. So instead of minus 1, I'm going to put positive 1. If I were to have plus 1 there, I would put negative 1 in down here for x1. Now for y1, I'm given minus 6. So I need to flip the sign so it becomes positive 6. Okay? And similarly, if I had plus 6 right here, my y-coordinate would be negative 6. We always switch the sign. So the slope of this line is 9. And a point on this line, or a point that this line runs through, is 1, 6. At this time, you may move on to the example video for key components of linear equations in point-slope form.